not a nutritionist. I'm not a health guru, but I just want to kind of share my experience as a vegan, even though I may not always be the strictest of strict vegans. Like, I try to eat optimally a vegan diet. Like, sometimes if something isn't 100% vegan, I haven't completely not ate it. And I know like the vegan purists will come after you for that. So I try to be as vegan as possible just because that's my preference. I'm not here to preach to others that they should do that. But there's this thing that is just going around lately for years online. And there's this controversy recently that a lot of people, they're no longer vegan anymore. And I'm thinking, well, no wonder. Is it surprising? It's because I never wanted to like kind of speak out about certain diets because I think everybody should eat the way that feels best to them. But if you know anything about nutrition, just follow it a bit. It has been shown that fat in diet isn't bad for you. It's actually good for you, okay? So you can eat hummus. You can eat something that has olive oil in it. But some people are just so, they're fat phobic, okay? There's a lot of people, okay, I'm not claiming to be like skinny mini, like I weighed less in the past. I'm happy with what I weigh right now. However, there's a lot of people that are very slender and they do eat a higher fat vegan diet, or they eat a higher fat omnivore diet. It has been debunked that eating fat will make you fat or cause heart disease. This has been debunked, okay? So I'm not saying that you guzzle olive oil. Like some people think when I'm saying that I eat some fat that I guzzle olive oil, but if I'm making like lentils and rice or something, I do saute the onions in oil. If I'm making like a stir fry, I use a little bit of oil, and I don't think that's bad. It's satiating. Now, I know some people are like, oh, I can only eat like nuts and seeds and avocados, but I think this is a very limited diet. Like, first off, go talk to a nutritionist if you want to be vegan. Being vegan is hard enough as it is, but is it no surprise that all these people who were so strict, like no fat, no mock meats, that now they're going back to eating fish and eggs? But like, if you just really want to be vegan, like pure vegan, it's probably just more sustainable in the long run to eat some mock meats. They're not going to kill you. Like, but I've had people that would come to my videos in the past and they would be like, well, mock meats are just not healthy and blah, 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 blah. But I feel, okay, like just my experience, like I would go to this delicious Mexican vegan booth at our local market night, and all these people, or younger people, like some of the vegans, were very obsessed, and they would comment on how they didn't like that there was fat in this food, or they felt like it would throw off their diet. And I just thought, I kind of felt the opposite. Like, okay, you probably shouldn't just eat that every day because it's like a special treat. But it's not because of the oil. It's just because it was nachos, okay? It was a lot of food, and it was a big portion, and it's probably not an everyday thing. It's like a special treat, but the burritos were pretty good. And I don't see, like, if I'm not even sure about all the ingredients that they use, but I knew it was vegan. And some of the people would start quizzing me because they didn't want to eat anything that wasn't soy or wasn't this. Like, they're very, they're just very limited. And I've noticed the more limited you become in your diet, the more likely, probably in a few years, you won't be a vegan anymore. Like, okay, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not telling you what to do, but it won't be a surprise if these people who say right now, like, you can't eat anything that has any kind of oil in it, or this, and this. Like, some people will stick to it, but a lot of people right now, they're very hardcore on the vegan thing. So when time goes by and they're kind of feeling waffly about their eating, they're probably going to become more hardcore about saying, yeah, you should eat fish. And that's fine. That's their right. But here's the thing, like, if you're going to be vegan for the rest of your life, make it enjoyable, make it easy on yourself. Before I was always like, oh, it's kind of mean to call out these vegan YouTubers that eat a very limited diet. But now I totally get why people do that, because anybody that's promoting a super limited diet, they're probably not interested in you remaining vegan long term. Like anybody who says like you should never have coffee, you should never drink tea, you should like almost never have oil, you should never have mock meats. These are a lot of fun, people. Okay, so you're already a vegan, you can't eat meat, you can't consume dairy, but now you're not supposed to have oil, you're not supposed to have coffee. And a lot of this, does this really serve you well? Like I like having a couple of cups of coffee a day. It makes me feel good. If you don't want to drink coffee, then don't do it. But I feel like this balanced mentality of I can have like some dishes with oil in them. I can eat enough protein to feel satiated in conjunction with oil. I can have a cup of coffee. Like it makes me feel less deprived. Like whereas I really love potatoes, but if I was told all I could do is make like a potato dish every day and it could never have any kind of oil in it. Because let's be real, like I love to slice potatoes thinly and have a little bit of oil to get them crispy. It gives them a good flavor. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, it doesn't impart any flavor, but it does. I don't think a tiny bit of oil here and there. Like I'm not saying deep fry everything and drink vats of oil, but just this whole fat phobic mentality, it's very narrow. I feel like all these rules that people create, this is why people aren't going to be vegan maybe in the long term. Like if you want to be vegan, like I have my thoughts on it. I'm not even going to tell people, oh, you have to be a vegan, because a lot of people don't want to be, okay? I'm just going to say if you want to be vegan, do it for yourself, do it because you believe in it, but try to maybe like eat more plant-based food. Everybody should eat more fruits, but not go crazy on it. But do it in a way that you know is sustainable for you. Like if you eat certain ethnic cuisines, like if you make hummus, please don't start excluding the tahini just because it has oil content in it. Please don't do that. If you make the lentils and rice dishes, like the Syrian ones, like you can saute the onions in olive oil, that's fine. If you are Mexican and you grew up culturally with these dishes that might have a little bit of oil, wouldn't it be better to have a vegan version of these dishes than to like just go so hardcore, like I can't use any oil, I can't use that. Like to me, it's just like, I think in the long term, more people in your family would be interested in vegan diets if you don't go crazy hardcore. But thanks for watching.